Welcome to Fairy Tale Access, where the head fairy's quest is to prove that fairy tales do exist in actual time, rather than once upon a time. Together, we will unravel the heroes, young and old, who turn dreams into reality. These are the people who still believe in happily ever after. The discoveries will bend even our most cynical non-believers into believing in fairy tales. Hello, welcome to Fairy Tale Access. Today we're going to unravel some stories about people who support the American Cancer Society. And our first guests are Greta Cote and Samantha Rumba, who's also Sleeping Beauty, aka Aurora. So, Greta, can you tell me a little bit about your business?
Well, I own Party Palace, and we put together themed birthday parties for children. They're interactive and they're fun, and mostly it takes all the stress out of the parent having to plan and host the party for their own children. They come to us and we do everything from invitations to cake cutting, and our mission is to create memories that last a lifetime. So that's what we try to achieve during our events.
That's great. So do you always have princesses?
Yep, we do. Usually it's a character of some sort normally. We have, for the princess parties, it could be Sleeping Beauty, Belle, Aurora, Jasmine. We also have just introduced Tinkerbell. So we're going to be rolling out fairy parties soon. But we also do diva parties and spa parties where you wouldn't have a character at those. But those are a lot of fun as well.
Oh, great. And where are you located?
We actually go to wherever the event is being held. So if the parent is renting a hall or they're having it in their home, wherever they're having it, we go to them. So we travel to wherever. We usually service southern New Hampshire and northern Mass.
Great. Where'd you come up with the concept?
I would say basically I have always loved doing birthday parties and putting them together for my children. So over the years, I've come up with some pretty creative ideas, from Egyptian parties, glow-in-the-dark space parties, Willy Wonka, and my friends would come to them and they would just say, wow, this is great, it's so creative, you should do this for a living. So that's what we're doing.
Okay. And you were at the Fairy Tale Festival this past July, correct?
I was, yeah, it was great.
Did you have fun?
We did. We met a lot of super kids and we had a great day.
Oh, good. Yeah. And as a company, why do you back the Cancer Society?
I've been a part of the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life since 1997, where I worked. They had a team, and I joined the team, and then I became part of the chair for that event. And I just kind of rolled my business kind of into it. We would be doing fundraisers, and I was trying to get creative with some fundraisers. Mm-hmm. So we had pictures with princesses and things like that. So it just kind of evolved, I guess. So it's just such a great organization, and I can't say enough about it. They offer so much to people that have cancer and to for their caregivers as well. So.
Great. And Samantha, when you're not Sleeping Beauty, aka Aurora, what do you do with your time?
I just graduated UNH, and I'm working as a nursing assistant in 2 jobs. One is home care and then a nursing home. Mm-hmm. And then I also like to do yoga and run and volunteer for other programs. I keep busy.
Great. What did you graduate with?
A bachelor in sociology.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And how long have you been working for Greta at Party Palace?
I've been working for Greta for 4 years almost, and it's been a great experience.
What's your favorite part of the job?
I like at the parties, we put makeup on the little girls and dress them up and do their nails and hair and put glitter anywhere you can. And that always seems to be the most exciting part of the party, and all the kids really get into it, and everyone just feels like a princess at that point, and I think that's the point of the party.
Okay. And now, when you play the princess, do you have to know the storyline? Do you know everything about the character? Do kids think that you're really her and ask you questions?
I think they definitely believe that I'm the princess. They'll ask me where my Prince Charming is or how far away my castle is, and Obviously, you have to come up with answers that go along with the storyline, but it's still believable.
Oh, that's great. And do you require all your princesses to know the storylines?
I do ask them, yeah, to definitely familiarize herself. Actually, when we were at the Fairy Tale Festival, it was the first time I had ever had the character Tinkerbell at an event. So, you know, it was kind of surprising, actually. You could see the kids kind of looking behind her, checking out the wings, and I was thinking, oh, wow, I didn't even think of that. Well, how are those wings attached, right? And a couple of them asked her if she could demonstrate flying for them, and so she, very quick on her feet, said, oh, I only fly to and from home, so, you know, I can't show you right now. So it was great, you know, and luckily, you know, I hadn't had the foresight to think of that, but she was great on her feet, so, yeah.
Great. And have you participated in any of the cancer events?
I did Relay for Life for UNH. They had one, I think, in the spring, and I was the team leader, I guess, and so we stayed there for the full time. And it was fun. It was a long day, but it's a great cause.
What was your choice for doing it?
I just have always volunteered a lot, and it happens every year, so I just volunteered myself.
That's great. And Greta, earlier you had told me about Sparkle for a Cure. Could you explain what that is?
Yeah, so in the spring, just this past spring, I got together with Chill Day Spa and Spiliotis Events, and we put together this event called Sparkle for a Cure, and all the proceeds went to the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life, and it was great. It was beyond what I had thought, actually, we were going to do. It was at the mall in New Hampshire and Manchester, and we raised over $1,300 in a matter of, I think, 3 hours. So yeah, so I was pretty excited. It was a ton of work, but it came out really great. And basically, we had 3 different packages, and the kids were coming with their parents, and we were doing princess and diva makeovers. So they could get their nails done and a picture with a princess, or they could get their nails makeover, a little princess tattoo, and a picture. And then the 3rd level package was nails, makeover, a tattoo, and a pink hair extension and a photo. And if they didn't, you know, if they were a little bit older, they could do the diva photo as well. I had all kinds of props there, so they could be divas as well. So it was a lot of fun, and it was a great event. And we're actually planning another one. It was such a great success. We're looking at October 20th. It's a Saturday.
Okay.
Still trying to nail down the details, but.
Okay. And do you know where it'll be held?
Yeah, it'll be at the Mall in New Hampshire again, and we're looking at the Center Court has something else going on at that time, but we're looking at in front of Macy's. So. Yeah, we're pretty excited. So we're just starting the putting to that now. So yeah,
that sounds great.
Yeah.
And let's see, what's your favorite book of all time?
For me,
for you,
I would say the Christopher Reeves book, Still Me. It's a very moving book, and it just speaks to his whole journey before and during. Being paralyzed and how it came about, and just the way he you know, writes the book. It puts you right in his body. It's just amazing, and he was such a strong and incredible person, and you just read it and you say, wow, you know, what an amazing individual. So I really love that book.
So what kind of books do you typically read?
Autobiographies, yeah.
Autobiographies?
Yeah, I love kind of seeing, you know, we all have our own story. We all come to the table with different things that have happened to us in our lives that make us who we are. And I really like seeing how people take the challenges in their life and they kind of turn it around, and they'll do positive things with it, or they'll just how they get through it, how they cope, and how they just push on through to the other side. I always find that fascinating, so yeah.
Oh. And Sleeping Beauty, do you have a favorite book?
Mm-hmm. It's The Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. It's a murder mystery novel written from the view of a child with autism. And it's very interesting, and it's a different perspective to look at life and just to understand how they see the world.
Great.
It's interesting.
So what type of book do you always read? Murder mystery?
There's no genre. I just read whatever people recommend or is on the new fiction list or anything.
That's great. So if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, how would they get a hold of you?
Well, we have a Facebook page, so you can go to Facebook and you look up the company A Party Palace, or they could go to our website, www.apartypalace.com.
Okay.
They can also reach me by phone at 603-286-4555.
Okay, great. And is there any other last thoughts you want to leave people with about joining the Relay for Life program?
For me, it's really life-changing. I think, once you've been part of the Relay, I think it's very difficult not to after that. They kick off with survivors, and they start the event, and they do the walk, and they either have sashes or their own, survivor shirts. And, you may see, 6-year-old walking around with survivor shirts. And it really makes you think about, this child and the parents of that child and just what they've gone through as a family, and just to see them actually walking with a survivor shirt is just so moving. And then they have the 9 o'clock hour, which is the luminary hour. And that's basically to kind of, the whole track is lit up with bags that people have bought, and they decorate for their loved ones that have passed from cancer. And it's, again, you look at some of the bags and people put pictures on them and you see the faces. It's real people. Cancer doesn't care how old you are, how much money you have, what race you are. It touches everybody. And I think, when you're walking around that track and you're looking at the bags, sometimes you walk by yourself, sometimes you walk with others. But anytime you're walking and you see the faces on those bags, it's a reality check, And the whole event itself is just so bonding. Mm-hmm. My team and I, we're very close anyway, but when you're at those events, there's a bond like you don't have with other people. You're there for a common cause, and it's just an amazing experience. So I urge everybody to go out and just see what it's about. Do
you feel like it gives you hope, or gives people hope that they'll find a cure soon?
I mean, for me, I think I do all the fundraising. I do these events because I hope someday nobody ever has to hear you have cancer or your child has cancer. And it does, when you're there and you see everybody coming together for the good of one cause, it's an amazing feeling, so yeah.
What's your most memorable moment that you can remember from being in one of the relays?
Well, having done these events for years, people will come to you and tell you about, my friend, my this has cancer. And one year I came back from Relay, and a guy, one of the salesmen I worked with, said, "Hey, how was Relay?" "Good, we did this, blah, blah, blah." And he proceeded to tell me about a family friend who was in the hospital that day donating her own bone marrow to her daughter, who was 8. And I started kind of following her story and her caring page, or Caring Bridge page, I think it's called. And my heart broke for her and her daughter, and it was just such an incredible story. And, I followed it closely, and, we did fundraisers, and I asked the mother, can my team walk in honor of Maddie, or,
Mm-hmm.
And she said she would allow us to do that, and we were very excited about that. So we created this whole theme and about the Incredible Hulk and fighting back cancer. Well, as it turns out, Maddie ended up passing away a few months later. And so, my team still continues to walk in honor of Maddie and her beautiful spirit. So what we did was that year at the end, when Relay came about, Maddie loved the Red Sox. So I had some big Red Sox photos that were autographed to raffle off at the event. And her mother and her sister came out to pull the winner. And I think, having them at Relay and just experiencing all of Relay and all that it is, it just was so impactful. That was probably the most moving point of any event that I've been to, I think.
Great. Well, thank you both so much for sharing your stories with us and your time. Party Palace sounds like an exciting place to be. And if anybody would like more information, they could go to, is it www.apartypalace.com?
Yeah.
And thank you very much for joining us. And we're going to break for a 2-minute spot, and we'll be back with Sean Robertson and Karen DeFazio the volunteer co-chairs for the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life of Greater Nashua.
Thanks
We'll
for
be right
having
back.
us.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Oh, thank you. You guys were great. Welcome back to Fairy Tale Access. Now I have Sean Robertson and Karen DeFrazio. These two people are the volunteer co-chairs for the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life of the Greater Nashua area, and they're here to talk to us about Relay. Welcome. Thank you for both being here. So, Sean, can you tell me a little bit about Relay for Life? What does it entail as a co-chair?
Well, Relay for Life is the biggest fundraiser that the American Cancer Society has throughout the year. It's made up of volunteers that do things through coordination and setup, and with the actual relay teams. What the relay teams actually do, they actually work together to help raise money for the American Cancer Society. And on the day of the relay, what the teams do, they keep one person out on the track at all times for the entire 16-hour relay to represent the life of a day in someone fighting cancer, because cancer never sleeps.
Great. So as co-chairs, what do you and Karen work on to make this event happen? What do you do before the event starts?
Well, we hold monthly meetings, and we try to get volunteers to come in and work as part of the committee. We also try to recruit new team members to get new teams going. We also have gone door to door at businesses to try and get some sponsorships from them.
Oh, okay. Now, I'll start with you, Sean. Why did you get involved in Relay for Life?
Well, as a cancer survivor, it is important to me, but being a cancer survivor is not how I learned about Relay. My wife, was a person that had cancer, and we found out about Relay when she was going through her treatments. And I said, hey, let's do that for you. It would be a fun thing to get us all together to let her know that her friends are behind her in her fight. And that's when me and Karen formed our first team back in 2005. And we got our friends together as a big group, and we were ready to do the relay, but unfortunately she passed away just about 10 days before we did that first relay. She didn't make it through it, but we decided that we would do it for her anyway, even without her. And we have been doing it every year since then. This is our 8th relay, and we're proud of the attention that we've gotten for the American Cancer Society and what we've raised.
Oh, that's a great way to remember your wife. So what have you two accomplished? Have you raised a lot of funds, created a lot of awareness?
Yes, we have. As a team, we've slowly started to build. We have different levels. When you participate as a team, you can meet certain goals. And as our team started out, we have actually gone from having raised very little money to what's called right now a gold team level, which is a team that raises over $5,000. And that's what any team can do.
And this year, the Greater Nashua Relay raised over $56,000. We had 38 teams participate, and we had over 70 cancer survivors walk that first lap to kick off the relay.
Wow, that's fantastic. Good job. So how can other people get involved if this is something new to them?
Okay, well, there's lots of ways that you can participate. We ask businesses to help sponsor or volunteer their time or their energy to help us put on the actual relay. As an individual, you can form a team or join an existing team, or you can volunteer for the planning committee, or you can just help us with outreach by giving us a place to share information about Relay by using your contacts. So there's lots of ways that you can participate.
Oh, great. Now, if a company or small business wanted to contact you to have information at their site, how would they contact you?
They could do that through the actual net, what is it, the American Cancer Society relayforlife.org, and then that can also direct them directly to the Nashua Relay.
Okay. Would they be able to find people like yourselves, different teams that are at this event? Would they be able to look at teams and find out who the members are and maybe recognize somebody and be able to make a donation towards that team?
Absolutely.
Yes, they are. And there's also links where you can contact either the chairman, Karen or I, or our Relay for Life staff partner, Ashley.
Hazeltine.
Ashley Hazeltine, yes. And they would be able to contact her directly for that.
Okay. And it's a 16-hour event?
Yes, it is, rain or shine.
Rain or shine. What time does
Yes.
it start in the morning?
Actually, we start in the evening.
You start in the evening,
Yeah,
so it's an
typically
overnight?
we start at
Yes.
6 in the evening, and then we go into the next morning. Like I said, it's supposed to represent the day in the life of someone fighting cancer, because cancer doesn't sleep.
Wow. So when is this event?
This year we are planning it for June 14th and 15th.
Of
So,
2013.
2013, correct.
And what about this past year? What dates was it?
It was May 14th, 15th, I
14th,
believe.
15th.
Yep.
Yes.
So are you
Yes.
moving to June because it's more likely you have warm weather?
Oh,
Hopefully.
yeah. We asked the people, when would be the best time to have it. So we're going for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, great. What's your most memorable experience from participating?
Well,
Go ahead.
you want to go ahead?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I would have to say, my personal most memorable experience was at the first relay that I did. One of the volunteers from the survivor tent approached me and asked me why I had not signed up as a provider, as a survivor, because she knew I was a cancer survivor. And I said, no, it's hard for me because I just lost my wife, and how can I celebrate me surviving? And she said, that's important. It's not just about you. You have to show these people that this is a winnable fight. You being here shows that. So you have to let people know that you're a survivor, and that changed me.
I was actually going to pick about the same time that relay, and what's most memorable about it was that we did just lose Barbara, but we had 2 teams that year, and everybody decided we were going to do it, and we made it through the whole night. It was a very emotional night, but we made it through the whole night. I think we were the only team that year that literally had somebody on the track at all times, and we did not sleep.
Oh,
No
okay.
naps, nothing. So
That's such an amazing tribute to what sounds like a wonderful woman. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
But it's a great way to remember people.
Mm-hmm.
And there's hope and a cure, right?
Yes. Yes.
So besides this, we want to know about you a little bit. So what is your favorite book of all time? Do you have a favorite book?
No, I actually do not. I just read everything.
Everything?
Everything.
How about you, Sean?
That's funny. We're just talking about that. Talking about writers, and I would have to say my favorite book of all time is The Andromeda Strain. I love the suspense. I probably have read that book a dozen times.
Wow, what's it about?
Well, it's about the astronauts come back to Earth, and they bring this virus with them, and these scientists are trying to, figure out what it is, because it starts killing people, and what happened is someone stumbled across the cure, and they didn't even realize that they did, and it's like this. It's kind of a spy thriller meets space thing. So I'm kind of into that.
That's fantastic. Well, I want to thank you both for being here. And again, if people need more information, what website can they go to?
Well, they can go to cancer.org or the relayforlife.org.
Okay, great. Well,
Thank
Sean
you.
and Karen, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for
And
having
thank
us.
you for everything you do with the Relay for Life. It sounds like a wonderful, wonderful
Maybe we can even
organization.
get you there.
Yes, maybe you can. What's the date? What's the date? June?
June
14th.
14th and 15th, 2012.
Are you challenging me to be there? Because I'm always up for a challenge.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it looks like I will be walking at the Relay for Life on June 14th and 15th of 2013.
Excellent.
Great.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.